Welcome to the Coquitlam Whiskey Barrel Podcast with your hosts, Uncle Corey and Uncle Dono.
Recording off some bullshit.
He left his Stanley Cup back on the ice in 1980.
It's embarrassing.
Let's give Corey a round of applause like you were the fucking service staff at a wedding.
Who shot you? Separate the weak from the obsolete.
There's always a delay on the start of this thing, and it drives me up the fucking wall.
Well,
I need a new laptop.
no, but you can see it's counting down, so
Yeah.
it's working. All right, draft recap.
It's episode 2, which is double the amount of episodes we did in season 5.
Woohoo! You know what? COVID did a lot of things to us, and hurt our podcast is probably number one.
It affected the entire economy.
Well,
Our podcast was one of the ones that was affected most.
well,
We weren't deemed an essential service. That's the issue.
well, and I don't have enough plexiglass.
This is true.
That's the other problem.
This is true.
You know, like we couldn't social distance. You know what? We just couldn't do what we loved. And you know what? Now we're back to the new normal. And it's really exciting. It's really exciting. Now we're getting ready for week 1. We had a great draft.
Yep.
Everybody showed up.
Yep. Almost.
Almost.
Not even close.
No. Not.
Who didn't show up?
We missed 3 people.
Kurt was out.
Big surprise.
Big surprise. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just saying.
Why are you looking at me like
I'm
that?
not looking at you like anything.
You
I'm
look
just
at-
saying not much of a surprise that Kurt didn't show up.
You know what is a bit of
Well,
a...
he said he was coming,
Well-
so that was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah. That's true, but listen, I'm not here to speak for Kurt or trash Kurt.
Or should you? I'm not asking you to.
Now, what a little bit of a surprise is the third voice that you're hearing on the podcast, especially this early.
Sorry, I told you I was going to be quiet.
We were told he may or may not want to participate, and within 48 seconds,
He's in.
he's in. He's in. Ladies and gentlemen,
He's the former commissioner.
the former commissioner.
I believe twice third place finisher of Dad of the Year.
Yeah.
Always on the podium.
More years as commissioner than anyone in this league.
That's very
That's
true.
true.
Absolutely.
You do hold the record.
Wow, you should have seen the look that Mike just gave Corey. It was, if he could have punched him, he would have. Holy shit. So anyways, we've had a night, and we're all enjoying ourselves. We're all enjoying ourselves like a couple of gentlemen. So now we're here. Now we're here to recap the draft, and
My phone's going to die.
That's okay. We had 3 people not show up.
yeah.
2 last minute surprises. Well, I guess you can't call a last minute Nightingale surprise a surprise.
Yeah. Well.
But here's my question.
Yes.
What are the odds he has the loser jersey still?
Oh, he
Nightingale.
still
Yeah.
owns it? Like, still has it in his possession?
In his possession.
Oh.
What are the odds?
That's a great question.
I think like 80%.
80%?
I don't know.
I think it's 50-50.
I don't know.
Put your money where your
I
mouth
think
is.
he's got it.
Well-
I think he's got it.
Okay.
I'd like to believe in Corey Nightingale.
Okay.
I'm a big fan.
Here's the next question.
Uh-huh.
What are the odds he put Hinton's name on it?
Oh, 0.
Not a chance.
Zero. 0.0.
What are the chances that he knew that he even needed to do it?
He was told multiple times via text message.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. But maybe he did. Maybe he didn't do it.
This
He
is
did not.
This is the problem. We try to get these traditions going.
Yes.
And people don't follow through.
We're all about tradition.
New
We do
tradition.
like a good tradition.
Now, if we're gonna talk about traditions, I handed off the trophy and the belt to Brad Friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys trashed me about the way I handed it to
I
him.
didn't trash. I thought it was fine.
It was
you
a
didn't.
comedy point.
It was a nice handoff. You didn't strap it to him. You just kind of gave it to
Yeah,
him.
you should have strapped it on.
And no, okay, but then I recanted.
Yes.
I came back.
You recanted,
I gave
yeah.
a little speech.
Yeah, you did.
I passed
And it
the
was a
torch.
good speech. It was a good speech.
I passed
Yeah.
the torch
Yeah.
like a gentleman. You know what I mean?
The only thing I would have done different is you should have put it on him.
Strapped it to him.
But he was sitting down.
Will you
Should've
stand
made
him up?
stand up.
Well,
He is an old man.
Yeah,
he
guys
would need
got-
help.
His hips up.
that rickety back.
You're right, you're
What are we
right, you're
talking
right.
about
I take
here?
it back, I take
You
it
know what I
back.
mean? So I tried to add that tradition,
And
okay?
that's going to be the tradition going forward. We
Exactly.
exchange both trophies, best and worst,
And I
on
would
draft
say
day.
in the next 5 years, I bet you that's one of the better ones, like the speech and everything.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It'll
If you-
grow and it'll...
Dono can come up with a speech like that.
Well,
a lot of guys can't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Good job, Don.
Well, hey, thanks, Mike. Thanks, surprise guest.
I'll just suck her dick and more, Mike. Fuck.
This is a family-friendly podcast.
We get flagged the minute I put it on YouTube. We don't even think it's not the case.
All right. Anyways, okay.
So we had 3 no-shows
3 no-shows.
Who was the third? Kurt? Corey?
and Amit, but Amit
Oh,
let us
Amit,
know, and,
right,
and
yeah.
Amit's got some free passes after hosting last year. So
Yeah.
he's-
And
if you give enough notice, there's nothing we can do about
I
it.
missed 2.
yeah.
3.
I missed 2.
Okay. Well, we're not having this argument, and
3? What 3 did I miss?
well, the COVID one.
I missed the COVID one and
Yeah.
the meets.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you know,
That's it.
agree to disagree.
Okay. I hosted the rest of them.
Yeah. Well, sure you did. Now, I will defend Kurt in one.
Of course you will.
I know, because that's what I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm the spokesperson for
Yes.
Colt Strong.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he was scheduled for another draft at the same time, and that
was
draft.
worth a bunch of money and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
blah,
it's
blah.
worth like $5 grand.
I'm just kidding. Of
I'm
course,
just saying.
I get it.
So in his defense, he would have made it. It was just they had a whole golf tournament. It was a whole thing. So either way, so that's my defense of Kurt. Either way. All
Okay.
right. Now, how did you guys feel about the draft?
In terms of enjoying ourselves,
I had a great time.
yeah, it was great.
I enjoyed myself.
Weather was nice. Food
I
was
wish.
good.
The only thing I wish.
What do
is
you
that
wish?
Everyone hung out a little bit longer. Everyone shut it down pretty quick.
Well, yeah, I got out of there pretty quickly. I was seeing some spiders on the wall there.
Well,
like,
that's fair. That's fair.
and I had to get
I'm
those.
just saying. I wish that hadn't happened.
Yeah.
I wish we'd all hung out.
How was the after party?
I mean, it was fine. Me and Corey got really stoned and laughed, and the 2 Brads laughed at us.
Oh, sounds about right.
I was in and out in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so I didn't miss much then.
No.
Okay, well, either way.
I mean, I don't know. It's tough. It could have been a party. It's a long day.
That's the problem.
Is it? No, it's not that long. We
It
started
was
at
long.
one time.
I mean, I was up at 7, getting the meat ready, getting the brisket
that's-
in.
yeah, that's
We
fair.
started drinking at 10. You're done at 8.
Yeah.
It's a long day.
That's a long day. Not all of us are
I
young
guess
bucks.
for you children. I guess.
I was gonna say, not all of us are young bucks like you, Mikey. All right.
No, Mikey was helping me prep the draft. We went and
Yeah.
got ice. We did a whole thing. We had a cocktail.
Yeah.
We don't. No, not everyone can just show up and hope someone puts a name on the board for them. You
Yeah.
know? A board has to get there somehow.
Yeah.
Drinks have to get cold somehow.
Yeah. Are you saying that I did nothing?
You rarely do anything.
Yeah.
But that's
I
just.
brought the
that's
trophy
your
and the
thing.
belt.
That's your thing.
That's the thing I have to do.
You win fantasy draft.
Yeah, I win. Like
When you got to get to the bar at 5 o'clock to get a good seat for the game at 7, you show up at 7:15 knowing someone's
is
holding
true.
a seat for you.
And someone's just holding the seat. Oh, yeah, that's true.
yeah. Well, you know what? And until that stops happening, it will continue to happen. So let's go through the draft.
Okay, I'm here for it, pal.
Let's go through the draft. So, first pick, the King and his men, Perry Tascona.
The obvious pick.
The obvious pick, Jonathan Taylor. Didn't take him long.
Can't argue him. Can't argue him.
Of course, the thing is that I always think that Perry is going to go left.
Yeah, right.
I always bet against.
That's fair. That's fair.
I always make a bet.
Fuck you up with a Joe Mixon. Or
Yeah,
something
like, or just, you know,
Dalvin Cook.
just, I didn't even know, like, but this year, because I knew I was going second, I texted him, I said, what do you think? And he goes, Jonathan Taylor, no question. And then he texted me a little bit later, maybe I'm thinking something different. Like, you motherfucker. But he goes to Jonathan Taylor, the obvious pick.
You were up next, Don.
Don was up next.
And you had that McCaffrey fear in you.
I had that McCaffrey fear.
Yeah.
Now, This is the thing.
I don't blame you. I hate that second pick.
He chose to go second, though.
Exactly.
He had lots of options. He chose two.
I had a lot of options, and this is what all I thought was I want Travis Kelce, and I thought the only way I'm going to get Travis Kelce is at the end of the draft. But at the end of the round. But when I got the opportunity for the second pick, I went, do I want Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, or Travis Kelce? And I want Derrick Henry or
You just
Christian
can't
McCaffrey.
take Travis Kelce. As much as I love him, and as much as he helps your fantasy team.
But I just mean I'm thinking if I get him on the back end, like an Aaron Jones
and you
and
did,
Travis.
not?
I ended up with Travis Kelce,
okay.
so I got the best of both worlds as far as I'm concerned. But also the best of both worlds. So I went with Derrick Henry, the king. Sure, he had a foot injury last year, but they've got some screws and some plates in it, and
He's getting on, right?
Yeah.
They don't have a passing threat anymore.
Has he had his best year?
I think he's had his best year. I think so. But that's not to say he can't be a top 3 guy again.
Yeah,
this year.
agreed.
I'm willing to bet he's going to be a top 5 if all things, I get 15 games of Derrick Henry. He's a top 5 running back.
For sure.
So,
For sure.
And I love him. And I absolutely love him.
Nothing
And I spend the rest, and if I didn't get him, I'd spend the rest of the draft trying to get him. The same way that Tascona tried to get him for me immediately after the draft. So I go with Derrick Henry in the second pick. And then we've got Big Daddy Patty. Goes with the homer pick.
Yes.
Dalvin Cook. Now,
It was a game of McCaffrey fear. How far was he going to drop? Who was going to be the first one to take the plunge?
yeah, but
I would have taken him at 2.
how is there not
You were taking Dalvin Cook at 2?
I would take McCaffrey.
McCaffrey.
At 2.
Oh,
Dude.
McCaffrey.
Yeah, how is there not? If there's fear for McCaffrey, how is there not fear for Cook?
Yep.
Right.
The guy's best week last year was what? When his arm was in a sling, he went for 200 yards. Like, I'm not saying that he doesn't have the talent, and I'm not saying that the Minnesota isn't going to have a great offense this year. But Jesus Christ, I don't know if I would have went. I would have passed on Christian McCaffrey for Dalvin Cook, but he's a homer.
That's fair.
He's a homer.
Let's put it this way. In another draft of mine this year,
Sure.
I was the 11th pick.
Speak closer to the mic.
Sorry. In another draft of mine, I was
Yeah.
the 11th pick, and I ended up getting Dalvin Cook.
Yes.
So he fell to 11.
11, exactly.
Anywhere from 3 to 11.
Yeah, 3 to 11. So, but either way, but the same things I just said about Derrick Henry is the same things that we could say about Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook plays 15, 16 games. He could be a top 5 running back.
Yep.
I'm confident with that. So you know what? You go with the guy you love. He wants to root for him. He wants to cheer for him. I got no beef with that. Then we got old Hinton. What is his team name this year? Is it still Gage's shitty anatomy?
Who knows?
Like what is it gonna be? Like
What was it? I forget. No.
Gage's anatomy, I think, was the
Yeah.
last one, and before that, it was the Bortles plates. It's always some
I
abstract.
don't get either of them.
Well, the Bortles plates was this. We did a whole podcast
I know, I
on this.
remember.
Like,
Go back to season 3,
We don't need to go back.
episode 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go back in
it's
the
an
repertoire.
obscure Simpsons joke.
Gotcha.
That no one understood.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha. Moving on.
So Hinton
Back to the well. He got burned by McCaffrey
last year and goes right back in.
And you know what? Get right back on that horse.
You know what? I would have a tough time getting back on that horse.
Hinton's gonna make the playoffs or miss the playoffs based solely on McCaffrey.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Sometimes you just get beat up by a guy, and you just go, "I'm not doing
can't
it
do it
again."
anymore.
Michael Thomas is that guy for me.
McCaffrey's that guy for me.
Yeah, see, there's just some people where it's like, I invested too much. You hurt me too many times. I'm just not having it.
Yeah.
So, Hinton, as far as I'm concerned, got lucky.
I think so.
Because if McCaffrey, if he goes for 15, 16 games, that's the number one player.
For sure.
That's over Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Maybe. Yeah.
No, not maybe. I'll put that on
You
the
think
board.
if they both go 15 games McCaffrey ends up with more points.
If
for
they
Jonathan
both stay
Taylor.
healthy all year,
I'll put
McCaffrey.
that bet on the board.
No problem. Put that on the board.
Put it on the board.
Put it on the board. Absolutely. Now, I will bet. I'll double up on that bet, and I will say that I believe Jonathan Taylor will last longer than Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the other three-parter. Now, then we get up to Robert Draft, everybody's favorite.
Old Saul.
Old Saul. And he dives in with Cooper Kupp.
Cooper
He
Kupp.
loves the cup. He's a big cup guy. He went in there and he said, "Give me the cup."
Do you think that's how he went into the draft? He must have.
Was he hoping for Kupp?
Here's the question. Cup or Jefferson? What would you have done?
Ooh.
Coin flip.
Yeah,
I
literally.
think so too. And
I
1A,
lean,
1B.
I lean Jefferson because it's rare that wide receiver or running back
That
repeats as like the number one
Oh,
guy
yeah,
back
yeah,
to back
yeah,
years.
yeah.
my
Almost never happens.
my fear is not is that Cooper Kupp is a one-hit wonder. That's my fear. And I've got him in another draft. And I was happy to get him in a PPR. And I took him like second. But I'm a little bit nervous that last year was an
Anomaly?
I don't think so. The guy's a beast.
He's a beast. I
legit-
agree,
And he got
but
a
he's
good
not.
quarterback.
But he's not Megatron to me. He's not Julio to me. He's
Different kind of receiver though, right?
Yeah,
He runs
yeah.
better routes than both those guys.
yeah, sure, and gets targeted like it doesn't matter. Stafford's always looking for him, so I got no problem with the Cooper Kupp there. But would you have taken the running back,
Who was the next running back?
Najee Harris?
No, I think
No,
I take
I would
Kupp.
have taken a receiver at
Okay,
that point.
so
I think I go both those guys back to back right
Yeah.
where they did.
okay, right, okay, so then
Kupp and then Jefferson did
Yeah.
Paul alone.
so Paul Lalonde takes Justin Jefferson,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think
That's the right move.
I think it doesn't matter. I think it goes
Yeah.
both ways.
Yeah.
I think in most mocks, the only thing that's gone wrong so far is Dalvin Cook. That's not a stab at you, Brad. I'm just saying that's the only thing that's went sideways. Then we follow up with,
Amit took Najee.
okay.
He's happy there. I would say.
Is he?
I think so.
I'm a little bit nervous
At what
about
pick
it.
around now? 7?
Yeah, Najee's been hurt all preseason.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you can say that about any of these dudes.
No, okay, you don't get all
getting
upset.
upset.
That's how I speak.
I know. You're passionate. You're a passionate guy. But I don't have a lot of faith in the Pittsburgh-led offense by Mitch Trubisky.
I don't care for that argument because Ben Roethlisberger was not.
Was
Exactly.
absolute dog shit.
Exactly.
They've actually improved at
They've
quarterback.
actually gotten better, yes.
Okay, well, I mean,
It might actually be worse because Trubisky will try to extend a play and might not always be dumping it off to Najee.
yeah. I mean, I don't. I have no Najee Harris.
Right.
That's all I'll say.
You had him all last year.
Yeah.
You loved him last year
No, I traded him after week 1.
as much as you could.
As much as I could. I watched him fail in week 1. He got 4 points, and then he went off to be a top 5 running back.
That's right.
Yeah, so maybe he burned me. Maybe I got burned by
maybe
him.
got burned.
But that was my
That's your
fault.
guy.
But that was my fault.
Yeah, yeah.
That was my fault, not his. So I got no problem with Najee. I'm fine with it. Then we got Mikey Fanoff.
Who
Yes.
are you thinking there, Michael?
I was actually in my head. I was thinking Dalvin Cook.
Who's gonna
Before
fall
we
there?
started, I
Yeah,
thought Dalvin Cook was going to be my guy.
And then when it came down to it, it was just a no-brainer for you, Joe Mixon.
No, it was definitely either him or Najee.
Najee wasn't there.
Wasn't there.
Oh no, who was the other?
Eckler?
Yes, Austin Eckler. Yes, and it was definitely a thought process there.
Yeah.
But I do like Cincinnati's O-line this year, so I went with
All right.
Mixon. Another worry because of injuries and whatnot.
It's just injury worry for him.
I
But he
know.
was healthy all
I know.
last year, so he's past that.
Well, speaking of is his best year behind him,
I don't know that it is with him.
I don't know either, actually, if I'm
Right?
being completely honest. because they've improved everything.
Yes.
They've improved.
I think Joe Mixon might have his best year that he's ever had.
And
this
he
year.
just had a great
Yes.
year. Like, he is a solid player. I like Joe Mixon. I just had him 2 years ago.
Just being honest and,
Yeah.
and whatever, what would you have done there?
I would have taken Eckler.
You would have taken Eckler.
I would have taken Eckler.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But I got no
That's
problem.
fair.
But I don't
been in a
think you're
league
wrong.
where I had the same decision to make, and I
don't
took
think you're
Eckler.
wrong.
But I have no problem with
Yeah.
Mixon, and I have
I hear ya.
I have high hopes for
It's
him.
the first round, right? It's
Yeah,
a crapshoot.
yeah, it is. But I have high hopes for him. I don't think his best season is behind him,
I agree with you there.
and I think you might have got a steal there, or
Yeah, we'll see.
he stubs his toe. That's the other
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
And then we follow up with old Colt Strong, Uncle
He
Kurt.
seems to always have Eckler.
He loves Eckler.
He seems to always have him, no matter where he picks in the draft.
Yeah,
I was starting to get a little bit excited because Eckler was falling,
yeah,
and I was only a couple picks away.
yeah,
but,
yeah.
Not wrong to take him. Same for the same reason we argued to take Joe Mixon. Same coin flip.
Yeah.
Either one of those guys.
I just think age, and the touchdowns. Can he? How many touchdowns did he
like
get?
20 last year.
Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
But they're a high-powered offense. What? Josh Kelly gonna take him off the field? Isaiah,
He's got
whatever.
Sony. He's got Sony and Isaiah Spiller. behind
Yeah,
him
no, nobody's doing that. So if he stays healthy, again, another solid pick.
Sure.
I mean, we're all talking first rounders here. These are all
now. Hard to go
studs.
wrong.
And then we got Corey Nightingale takes Jamar Chase. Now,
That surprised me.
why? Because he thought he was a Kamara guy? Because
He's a
Yeah,
homer
you think
guy.
he's
He
a
always
Saints
has
guy.
Kamara.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was happily surprised.
Why? Because you were thrilled that Kamara fell
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
Given the opportunity, you would have taken Kamara over
I
Chase.
wasn't taking Chase.
Why is that? Chase is going to have his best year he's ever had. By
That's
far.
fine. That's fine. I wasn't going to take a wide receiver in the first round.
Right. You just weren't. You knew that going in.
Sorry, that's not true. I was picking at 11. If Justin Jefferson or Kupp were there,
Felt
I
to
probably
you.
would have
Yeah.
taken him.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well,
So Chase surprised me. He was a little bit boomer bust. He finished the year strong last year.
he
Kind
got
of flip-flopped between him and Higgins, who was going to have a good game, who was going to not have a good game.
well,
so,
and he got most of his. He didn't get 55 points in week
In, like,
16
yeah.
or something like
yeah,
that.
exactly.
So he is the epitome of boomer bust, but god damn it, is he good at football?
Yes.
So
And he'll take another step forward this
of
year,
course
you
he's
think?
a,
For sure.
yeah. So I
Could
got
be the number one wide receiver.
100.
right?
Nobody would be surprised. Nobody would be surprised.
No.
Then it came to old Corey Sayers, the Alvin Kamara. Now, what are your thoughts on Alvin Kamara this year? You seem to love him.
I haven't done a ton of thought about Alvin Kamara. I never really do. I don't know what it is about the New Orleans Saints, but I've never really been interested in them.
Improved offense.
As a team, or just this year considering them?
No, every year, even when they were good.
Have you never watched Alvin Kamara play football?
Have you ever had Kamara on your team?
No, I haven't.
Oh, he's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He's fun. He skates around. He's everywhere, and he makes plays. He is so fun to have on your team because he's so fun to watch.
Right.
Like a guy like Derrick Henry. Yeah, I'm gonna watch him. What's he gonna do? He's gonna go 4 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards, 20. 4 yards, 4 yards. Kamara is everywhere. He's out wide. He goes up the middle. He's so much fun.
Fair enough.
He is easily one of my favorite players to watch. Like,
right?
yeah, he is. He's not like Gronk level, but he is in like my top 5. So, but I don't know. Jameis Winston. I don't know. You got to take him. I mean, if I'm looking at the next running
You
back,
absolutely have to.
you absolutely have to
Yeah.
take him.
It was an easy click for me. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
If he wasn't there, I don't know what I would have done.
yeah. And then, now, I hate to speak ill of the champ,
Yeah.
who's up next here.
Well, you guys kind of drafted a little bit in tandem. I mean, he was making sure he took your advice with almost every pick.
Listen,
Yeah, that
You
was,
got a lot of-
that was interesting.
Got a lot of information. He needed a lot of help. I mean, you know,
He did. He was asking a lot of questions.
he's the self-proclaimed champ, and he's wasn't prepared or isn't confident in his football knowledge.
no, he.
I mean, it shows with his drafting, but
Okay.
needless to be said.
Okay. Now,
He
Can I ask
did.
you- can I ask
He
you a
did
que-
tell me. He did tell me at the draft he felt a little bit disrespected by the last pod and me kind of dragging him through the mud a bit. And he said, I had to scrape and claw and fight my way to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I said, Brad Friend, you didn't do anything. You had the worst points in the league. The lowest points for the league. You didn't scrape or claw or do anything. You just got in. There's no scraping. There's no clawing.
No, but,
you had the lowest points for in the league.
But what he means is he made moves.
He had to get a win that week.
Yeah.
And he got a win.
No,
that
he
week.
finished. No, he finished like 6th.
I'm just saying. When
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need to
Yeah,
get a win,
yeah,
you
when
make
he-
it
but
right
when
to
he-
the end.
But when
You
he's
can't-
scraping and he's clawing,
Yeah.
and he's getting into
Grinding. Yeah.
grinding and just rubbing his way to the top.
I'm
it,
just. I'm just bringing up a bit of a draft day pet peeve, which is a lot of communication amongst GMs and talking and who's there and who likes this guy and this and that and can I get your opinion on this and that, and it's
Well, I think you got to look at where you are. Like, if I have a question between two guys and you're behind, you've already picked.
Yeah.
There's no, you know what I mean? It's okay
yeah,
to
but when
have
you're
a conversation with the guy.
Yeah, but when there's somebody else around you, like if I'm picking next to Don.
Well, yeah,
And
you gotta be quiet about that. Yeah.
you're asking
I
the
see what
question.
you're
Maybe
saying.
you're giving them an idea of
Yeah.
a guy that I want to follow
Yeah.
me, and it doesn't
Yeah.
happen that way.
Yeah.
So in leagues before, we've done, if you talk to other people about players, well, you got to do a shot, or you got to do this, or there's some sort of deal. But at the end of the day, just come prepared and ready and draft your team the way you want to draft.
Okay, but here's
Yeah, but it's fun to have conversations.
Always,
yeah.
always.
I mean,
always.
we're not having. It's not a fucking library. We're not just sitting down like we're taking
waiting
a test.
for our pick.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
It's
You
not
gotta
a
have fun.
poker
You gotta,
game.
You gotta,
It's
you
not
gotta
a-
be
anything
smart
is
about
not
it.
a
poker
library.
game.
It's like sitting at a blackjack table, right? Like you gotta be
yeah.
smart
gotta
about
show
what
your
you're
cards.
doing.
Exactly.
Right? You gotta be smart
Yeah.
about the way you're betting. You gotta be smart about the way you're talking
No,
about
I
picks.
agree.
100%. And if I'm gonna, I don't love the pick because I don't know about. I mean, it's Devontae Adams. Like, holy shit.
Of course, Brad Friend was going to take Devontae Adams. He had him last year, right?
And how'd he get him?
You probably traded it.
I traded him to him. Yeah, I did.
How did anyone get anyone?
Yeah. How does anybody get anybody?
I liked
Yeah.
being at 11. I like being beside Brad because Brad's quite predictable in that way. He's either going to take the next guy ADP or one of the guys that he always likes.
So I will. Say the only other thing I was going to add to that. The only other thing that I was just going to add to that is, Adams was on his team last year.
Yep.
So just like Big Daddy Patty likes Dalvin Cook, Brad Friend, he likes Devontae Adams.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Follows it up with Fournette.
I mean, how can you argue with it? But I don't know. Like, I like Fournette. I like Fournette. But, I mean, I don't know how to argue against Leonard Fournette. He's going to get...
At what round are we at now?
We're
Two.
just second
Just at
round.
the turn.
We're just at the turn, pal.
It's a great pick. Leonard Fournette?
Yeah.
In the second round?
Yeah, I got no
First
beef
pick
with
of the
that.
second round. I would have had a lot of guys higher than him on
I
my
would've-
board at least.
I would have taken Swift and Chubb ahead of him.
Yeah.
And maybe Javonte and probably Aaron Jones.
I will disagree about that when we get there.
Sure.
Yeah, I got no beef with that. So strong wide receiver, strong running back.
Sure.
So let's move on. Now we go back to Corey Sayers, who is madly in love.
I do like Swift this year.
You are a Swift
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
You
I can't argue with you there. I think Swift's going to be huge this year.
he rode Jamal Williams all the way to the bank.
To the bank.
To the bank.
To the bank.
On your bench,
Yeah.
trying to trade him. I think Nightingale had
Whoever.
Swift
Yeah.
last year. You tried to trade him off every single second of every single day, talking about how many catches he was going to get, how much yardage.
10 points a week, Jamal, pal.
Well, and Jamal had a great first week last year, if we remember.
Mm-hmm.
But DeAndre Swift, I think Detroit's offense is going to be better this year.
Yep.
So,
Their offensive line's much better.
Yeah,
And if he stays healthy, I think he can be a top 5 guy. He's going to catch a lot of passes.
yeah, which does nothing for us, but yeah.
It adds a dimension to the run game. for
Sure. Yeah, you love DeAndre Swift. And
I'm in.
yeah,
I would have taken him in the first round. If Kamara wasn't there, I would have taken Swift first.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I would have gone Swift Jones or Swift Javante.
Okay. Then Corey Nightingale follows up with my boy, my hero, everybody's favorite, Nick Chubb. Guy helped me get to a championship.
He's another kind of boom bust lately.
Yeah.
Has huge games and then nothing. Huge games and then nothing. So he's got two kind of boom bust guys on his team right off the bat. Not a lot of stability.
Not a lot of stability, and it's tough to trust. Who are we behind now? Jacoby Brissett?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm not going to speak ill of Nick Chubb. He helped me win a championship.
You can't.
And he needed to win you a championship, and
He didn't.
He didn't.
He let some of us down, and he makes some of us happy. That's
Yeah.
Nick Chubb.
That's the
Nick Chubb we know and
that's
love.
the Chubb effect.
Yeah.
That's the Chubb effect. And then Kurt.
The first surprise of the draft, actually, if I'm being honest. Do you
Was
not think?
it?
Is this the first surprise of the draft?
I think so. Yes.
I think everything else was kind of
It
standard.
was the first
along
time we all went, oh, shit.
No, but the reason I say that is, didn't Kurt go 2 quarterbacks in the first?
It's not even the quarterback. It's that he took Herbert.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right there, then and there.
oh, you would have went Josh Allen.
How many mock drafts have you done where Herbert goes before Allen?
Well,
0.
Well, it doesn't matter. Kurt gets Allen in the next round.
That's weird too.
I'm
That was the
talking
second
about
surprise.
that's the second surprise.
And then the fourth round
And then the
was
third
the
surprise.
fourth
Yeah.
surprise.
Yeah. So he likes Herbert. I think he had him. I think him and Paul made a trade that involved Herbert less. I don't know. I can never support a quarterback in the second round ever.
No.
But that's the route he went, and we'll see how.
You're gonna have a great year. There's no doubting it.
Of course,
Right?
Of
He's gonna be a
course,
monster.
of course. But I
second round.
On his bench, though.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, he's gonna be on his bench,
Either him or Allen or
or Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
Jesus fucking
Two
Christ.
of those guys are going to be on his bench every single.
Yeah, and
Crazy.
2 of his first 4 picks will be on his bench.
Yeah,
on his
but-
bench every week.
But somebody's really gonna need the help.
Well, I do need the help.
Yeah.
But
Not
I've
that
offered
bad.
him, I think, fair trades. But
What have you offered?
I offered him. Well, you tell me. Okay, you're
Yeah.
going to say it's not a fair trade, and I understand why someone would say that. Okay?
Relax.
I'm just saying
I'm opening.
that
I'm opening.
I am offering him
opening.
something for one of his second, third, or fourth picks that he could actually use. When he's not going to get better than that in the first 4 weeks. So I offered him Miles Sanders and Kevin Gainwell for
Kenneth.
Kenneth. What?
Miles Sanders and
Kenneth.
Kenneth.
Kenneth. That's what I said.
Yeah.
You said
For-
Kevin, but that's fine.
For Josh Allen. Or I offered him one of those two guys for
Any of the quarterbacks?
any of his, or Lamar Jackson, I think it was.
Sure.
Which, again, is high. Like, if you're offering your 5th round pick for Lamar Jackson, that's high.
Yeah, but it's something I'm willing to give up for.
Yeah.
a
No.
hundred. Yeah.
I hear you. You're not giving him pennies.
No. I think it's fair. He didn't like it.
And that's fine.
And that is
Kurt's-
fine. Totally fine.
Kurt's tough to trade with.
He countered, like, in his defense, he countered.
Sure.
And he countered with us swapping tight ends, which I have Kyle Pitts this year. So I like Pitts this
You
year.
love Pitts. You're
Yeah.
a big Pitts.
A
So
big-
Sanders and
You-
Pitts
you
for
love
Allen and Knox.
Pitts.
Something like that, yeah.
Sanders. Sorry.
Which is fair. I understand
Yeah,
where
yeah,
he's coming
yeah,
from,
yeah.
too.
Yeah,
We just couldn't
yeah.
come to an agreement.
That's
It's
okay.
fine.
Okay. Then we go to Mikey Fanoff with
Debo.
Debo.
I like it.
Corey's boy, Debo Samuel.
I like Debo.
I got no problem with Debo. How was Debo with Trey Lance?
He was fine.
Yeah.
I think
Was
he
he?
got 2 touchdowns.
Running?
1 bomb.
Receiving?
1 bomb. 1 receiving.
Oh, great. No. I like Debo. Debo Samuel is a Alvin Kamara. He's a fun guy to watch.
Yeah, you never know what he's going to do.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
guy where you're just happy to watch him.
Yeah,
You're
totally.
excited. You look at it.
And you watch the game. Hey, Debo!
Yeah. Hey, look at that motherfucker.
You just know he's going to score touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
gonna when they get close to the goal line, it's how do we get Debo the ball
Yes.
because he's the guy who's going to score.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
I was happy with that.
The concern this year is when they get inside the 5, it'll be Trey Lance. It won't be Debo running those ones in, but that's okay.
That's okay.
He'll
Just
score
Against some
otherwise.
of them.
Yeah. Amit goes with Tyreek.
Thoughts?
I'm scared of every receiver that changed teams. Someone's going to be good and someone's going to be bad. And I don't want to be the one. And I'm fine being wrong on all of them.
Which, by the way, was my only hesitation about Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams, Tyreek.
If Devontae Adams
AJ Brown
was on Green Bay, I would say Brad Friend, fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's this switch. But apparently Devontae Adams and Derek Carr are the best of friends. And they're the best of friends.
Well, they played college together.
And they're
You know what happens in college. Actually, you don't. You've never been.
No.
Uneducated swine.
No, I went for a year and a half, and then I dropped out because the Boston Red Sox were winning the pennant. That's a fucking true story. Me and Kurt dropped out. Anyways. And that's for another story. So, Tyreek Hill. He's got competition with Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle's the PPR guy, short dump-off guy.
Yeah.
Tyreek's the downhill
Stretches
threat.
the field.
Yeah, can Tua stretch the field?
We'll see.
He can't. He's getting defensive because the people reporting on him say he can't.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, well.
We'll see what happens, pal.
This is the other...
Tyreek's very good at football. They'll figure... They traded for him. They spent a lot of draft capital. They spent a lot of money to get him. They're going to get him the football.
There's going to be a time where he slows down, and then what the fuck are you going to do with Tyreek?
Is he a top 5 wide receiver this year?
He could be. Yeah, but he could be outside the top 20.
Oh, okay. What do you think?
I would bet that he's not a top 5 receiver.
I don't think he'll be a top 5. You can sell me on top 12.
Yeah, I would agree with you there.
Then the French goes with Javonte Williams.
Who I would have taken. It was between Swift and Javonte.
Now, why?
Have you watched Javonte Williams play football?
Yeah, he's very good. But have you seen the fact that they split it literally 50-50?
How good was he last year?
Worse than Melvin Gordon.
How in fantasy terms?
Worse than Melvin Gordon.
But in fantasy terms, as far as running backs, he was very good for a rookie.
Per game basis or the season?
And now their team is exponentially better.
That's true. But
not even close. And they only brought Melvin Gordon back late and on a 1-year deal. It's Javonte's team.
Per game, who did better? I'm actually asking.
Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon did?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But I bet you Javonte's top 10.
I've got no problem with Javonte Williams. I'm just saying that was my nerves going in. I don't have any of him either because it's going, okay, is it 60-40 now? Yeah, absolutely. Is it a way better offense? Absolutely. Russell Wilson at the helm? Sure. But if it's a 60-40 split, that's not... I'd way rather take Aaron Jones right beside him. And I know you can
also going to be in probably a
60-40
split.
With A.J. Dillon, I know, but I'm just going with the guy... I don't know. I'm going with the trusted guy versus. So we're going to agree to disagree on that.
Sure.
I got no problem with the pick. I'm just a little bit nervous about him because I watched Javonte Williams get a lot of 8-point games while Melvin Gordon scored a lot of touchdowns.
Melvin Gordon did score a lot of touchdowns this year. I think that'll flip a little bit.
Yeah.
For sure.
Then we got Old Saul, Aaron Jones. I love it. I love Aaron Jones this year. I do.
Can't argue that.
Big fan. If I when you're talking about DeAndre Swift down here, Aaron Jones might have been my pick here.
Yep.
I would have went Kamara and Jones. So the fact that Aaron Jones fell to Saul, I think that's a great pick. Alan Lazard isn't even going to play week 1. Aaron Rodgers, he trusts Aaron Jones, obviously. It's all about trust and relationships.
He should catch a lot more balls this year for sure, too.
Yeah.
And, I think Aaron Jones is going to have a good year.
Yeah, he's going to have a great year. Now, but I just want to preface this. My heart is beating.
Okay.
Not right now, but during the draft. Because
you're getting excited.
Because I'm thinking, it might happen.
Mm-hmm.
My debate between picking second versus picking 11 is I wanted Travis Kelce late. And now I'm going, uh-oh.
Yeah, this might happen.
This might fucking happen. So then we got Old Hinton next, Stephon Diggs. What are our thoughts on Stephon Diggs? Down year last year.
He's going to catch more touchdowns this year. There's no way he can catch as few as he did last year. So I think
Yeah.
I think I take Diggs over Devontae Adams.
Why the just because of the change of team?
Less risk, yeah, and he'll come back a little bit this year as far as scoring is concerned. So, yeah, I think Diggs would be number 4 on my list for wide receivers.
See, it's I would love to argue strongly against that, but it's just the team change that I'm kind of agreeing with you because it's different catching passes from Derek Carr versus Aaron Rodgers, but Devontae Adams versus Stephon Diggs, to me, there's no question Devontae Adams is a better wide receiver.
Sure.
But I don't know that he's in a better situation.
No.
So, but Dawson Knox just got paid. Isaiah McKenzie's there. And
I'll bet you Stephon Diggs finishes ahead of Devontae Adams this year.
I mean,
in fantasy points. If they both stay healthy the whole year. Guaranteed.
yeah, I mean, it's tough.
That's why you can't take that bet. You know it's true.
Yeah, well, he's on a better, there's everything is going to work out for him.
Sure.
But Devontae Adams is a better player. But god damn it, I don't know. Let me sit on that one.
Okay.
I might.
That's an interesting bet. I might take that bet.
Let's put a pin in that one.
Okay.
Then we got
another guy who likes
another homer pick. Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Now there's lots of great reports about Saquon Barkley.
There has been a lot.
And how they're gonna.
He's back.
He's back.
Don't they say that every year though? I guess
They say it every fucking year.
He's finally healthy.
Right? He's finally healthy until he stubs his toe, hurts his hamstring, his calf sore. He's upset because, I don't know, whatever. The New York press is giving him a hard time, a real hard time. I mean, great talent, I guess. But when? 4 years ago?
Yeah.
5 years ago?
Yeah. So we'll see.
So
if he has a bounce back, Brad's got a nice one too with Cook and Barkley.
Oh, he has absolutely. He's got the opportunity, but I don't know. I've got no Saquon Barkley, but again, he's burned me the last 2 years too. So I don't know what to tell you. Then the kid gets so fucking excited because I took the 2 spot, going. I want Henry or McCaffrey over Travis Kelce, and then Travis Kelce just falls into my lap.
What did I say to you after the draft, though?
What?
I was like, the only reason I know I've drafted many drafts with you, the only reason you drafted Travis Kelce is to trade Travis Kelce.
Well,
100%.
There's no way Travis Kelce ends up on your fucking team by the end of the year.
No, he might, but he'll have gone on a hiatus away from Don's team for a little bit,
that's
and he'll work his way to get him back.
And he always works his way around.
Some crazy shit.
Listen, hey, I'm into nice, tight ends. That's all I'm about. I'm a big tight end guy. I liked Antonio Gates. I liked Jimmy Graham. You know I like Rob Gronkowski. And the other guy who, murdered all those people. I was in him, Tony Gonzalez. I like tight ends. I like the big boys lumbering around the middle of the field.
Don't claim like Tony G. Tony G was my guy.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I like tight ends. Tight ends.
That being said, when do the wheels fall off? It's 33 this year.
Oh, it's a.
Who's holding the
not
bag?
This year.
Who's holding the bag? Why not?
I don't think it's this year. I think he's gonna have
it's a gamble, but if the wheels don't fall off, that might be the steal of the draft. Because he's the number 1 target for Mahomes, and who else is going to throw to?
Well, that's the problem. There's no one's worried about having Tyreek blow the top off the place, so they can focus on Kelce.
Yeah, well.
I mean, did we talk about that trade offer too? Am I too early talking about trade offers? But I made you a trade offer for Travis Kelce already too.
Yeah, but it involved Hayden Hurst, didn't it?
Well, you need a tight end in return, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd have to give him one. What?
Yeah. No.
An actual tight end, not Hayden Hurst. But.
Yeah, that was kind of that was my sticking point. There's a couple of guys that I would move Travis Kelce for, tight end wise, if they were packaged like a lower down guy, a Dallas Goedert, for example. a Dalton Schultz, for example. Maybe even a Dawson Knox, for example. I might even.
So if one of those tight ends that you just mentioned were the other guy instead of Hayden Hurst, would you have taken that trade? The other two guys were who? Cam Akers and Antonio Gibson,
which is
a fair trade.
Exactly. It was, and that yes. The answer to that is yes.
Right.
I already would have moved him. Yeah.
So Hunter.
Hayden Hurst.
Hayden Hurst was the difference.
Yes, exactly. If it was Dalton Schultz and those two,
right.
I'm making the trade. That's the long and the short of it. But it is, I took him in the second, and I already have now I have 7 running backs, which I don't hate because I kept going running backs. Then we go back to the king and his man, CeeDee Lamb. How is he not going to have the best year of his career?
He should have his best year. I don't know what that means, but we'll see. The Dallas offensive line is not as good as it once was.
Right.
Dak's got to be slowing down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Based on what?
Dislocated foot. No coming back from that, pal.
Well,
You ever dislocated your foot?
I never got to full clip.
I've never been to full clip.
So no. I almost.
You ever done anything athletic in your life? Outside of frolf and golf? Frolf and golf. Those are your two pastimes.
I fucked in an elevator once.
Oh. You gotta be nimble for that.
Exactly.
And quick.
Don't worry. I'm one of those two. Let's go.
And it's not nimble. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, I think it's still good value. I might have looked at a James Conner, maybe. I don't know.
And then he goes Breece Hall.
Well, let's run down now the teams. We've gone through the first 2 rounds. You can just kind of run them down. So Perry, Taylor, CeeDee Lamb, Breece Hall, David Montgomery, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Adam Thielen, Tony Pollard, Drake London, James Robinson. Right? Then he ends up Kirk Cousins at the back of the draft.
Yeah, which Mike... Oh, by the way, Perry, if you're listening, I did a draft with Mike just a couple days ago, and he did the exact same move.
Yes, I did. Because, you know what?
I'm not mad at it. I'm just
saying, if he hadn't taken both those guys, my thought was I'd take the other guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he took both of them.
No.
So it fucked me.
No. And what I'm saying is you did the exact same thing. You took the exact same 2 players back to back the same way. And I laughed. I just chuckled. And I wasn't mad. I chuckled.
Yeah.
I went, if you saw it in the chat, I went, oh, nice pick, Mikey on Kirk Cousins. And then you take Derek Carr.
Doing it was painful because, I mean, thank God Perry's not in that league.
Yeah.
But now he knows.
Yeah. Well, fuck
like
it.
his son didn't tell him anyway.
Yeah, like he wasn't sitting beside him. I think Perry's got a good team.
ESPN had him projected to finish 3rd after the draft.
What do you think about David Montgomery?
I feel like Chicago's got to take a step this year. Justin Fields should be a little bit better.
You have faith.
No, but I feel like they got to move forward a little bit. It can't get worse. And he gets the ball a ton. He's going to get a lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
So if Justin Fields can move the ball a little bit better,
yeah,
more opportunity for touchdowns, I'm not mad at it. In the 4th?
Mm-hmm.
No, at the end of the 4th, basically a 5th-round pick?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm happy. I'd be happy with David Montgomery.
Yep.
I'm not thrilled with Amon-Ra St. Brown as my second receiver.
Or
Adam Thielen to be.
Perry's big on Thielen, of course.
But that's a homer pick. We're all allowed.
Sure. But if we look past that, I would have rather had Jerry Jeudy. I would have rather had Brandon Cooks. I would have rather had DK Metcalf. I might have rather had Gabe Davis, Allen Robinson instead of Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jalen Waddle even too.
Yeah.
Okay. So they got him finishing 3rd.
Okay.
Don, you went Derrick Henry, Travis Kelce,
yep,
James Conner, J.K. Dobbins, A.J. Dillon, Kareem Hunt,
yep,
Rashad Bateman, your boy Tom,
my boy Tommy. We're gonna have one last year together.
Daryl Henderson,
we're
Jarvis
gonna ride
Landry,
together. We're gonna die together.
Isaiah Pacheco, and Russell Gage. ESPN, Don,
yep,
you're a horrible drafter. They've got you finishing 2nd after the draft.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean shit.
You know,
that's the projection.
Okay, and let me just comment on that really quick.
Sure.
So, if you guys recall at the draft, Brad Patterson announced to the room, Don, I think this is the most balanced team I've ever seen you draft. And I went, really? I drafted 6 running backs in the first 7 rounds.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's balanced. And then, and sorry to out Brad here, he comes up, he looks at the draft board, he goes, you got 9 running backs? And I said, yeah, man, all I do is draft running backs. He goes, we got to make a rule against that. I go,
That's what he went with?
that's what he said to me. I go,
What happened to balance?
yeah.
Yeah.
It goes from, it's the most balanced team. Like, I took it the compliment. I appreciated
Sure.
it. But it was that, oh, no, you took too many running backs. We got to make a rule against that. It went from, hey, great work, to,
What the fuck are you doing?
let's ban you from doing that ever again.
Right.
So,
And he
yeah.
didn't make any moves.
Me? No, I didn't. I didn't.
One. Oh, one trade.
So we'll see what happens. It's me and you week 1, big man. So
Yeah,
we'll
it
see
always
what happens.
is. It always is. It always
But
is.
are you
man.
happy?
Um,
Doesn't look like Dobbins is going to play the first couple
yeah,
weeks.
yeah. That's the,
Which hurts.
I'm back in the goddamn. I did this last year.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? Dobbins blew his ACL. I picked up Gus Edwards.
He blew his
Edwards
knee, yeah.
blew his ACL. But he was there, and it was him or Etienne, and I just don't know.
Healthy Dobbins should have a better year than healthy Edge.
That's kind of where I was at. Now we got.
So Brad went Dalvin Cook, Saquon, AJ Brown, Etienne, Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Waddle, Russell Wilson, TJ Hawkinson, Chris Olave, Christian Kirk, and Raheem Mostert, who he traded to Brad Friend for Juju. So he's got Juju on his team instead of Mostert.
which is a fucking
Great trade.
great trade.
Yeah.
for
What did he trade his 11th round pick for a 6th round pick?
Yeah.
Yeah, he upgraded huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
Major upgrade,
Yeah.
I was super shocked when that happened.
Yeah,
It's a steal.
we're
it's
all
a great
little
steal.
shocked.
I like Brad's team too.
Yeah,
AJ Brown should get a lot of targets for sure.
Mm.
Etienne we don't know, but we'll see.
yeah.
Judy should be good. You know Waddle's going to get targets. Brad's got a good team,
Yeah.
and they've got him finishing 7th, so in the playoffs.
What's your thoughts on Juju this year? You think he has a year?
He might surprise the shit out of us.
Somebody's going to have the right Chiefs wide receiver, and nobody knows who it is.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. And we got Hinton. Go ahead.
Hinton was McCaffrey, Diggs, Mark Andrews, Michael Pittman, Brandon Cooks, Chase Edmonds, Darnell Mooney, Kyler Murray, Naeem Hines, Sky Moore, Khalil Herbert, Christian Watson.
Maybe the best wide receiver core group.
Yeah. I don't think you're wrong.
Tell me his wide receivers again.
Diggs, Pittman, Cooks, Mooney,
Mooney.
Yeah.
and Mark Andrews at tight end is nice.
Yeah. Very nice.
But he'll rest on McCaffrey, and that's what'll make his decision for him for the fantasy playoffs. They've got him finishing 8th on ESPN. Sully went Kupp, Aaron Jones, Cam Akers, Keenan Allen, DK Metcalf, Kenneth Walker, Rashad Penny, Isaiah Spiller, Aaron Rodgers, Zach Ertz, Tua, and Kadarius Toney.
One comment on that. I have 0 Cam Akers.
And I don't want him.
I have no interest
Well, that's
in
where
it.
I just realized that trade I made you was for a different league. I don't have Cam Akers.
Even better. I would way rather have
I
Darrell
defer.
Henderson. I would rather have Darrell Henderson way later than Cam.
Which
Akers
is
ever.
why I took Darrell Henderson
Sure.
way later.
Keenan Allen, solid. You know he's going to be steady, have a good year.
Yeah.
DK Metcalf should be the number 1 target. It doesn't matter that he's got a bad quarterback.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
The top wide receiver is always going to be okay.
Yeah. And the one game, I only watched one game where Gino was playing with DK,
And he was fine.
and he was fine. Yeah.
And then Kenneth Walker, Rashad Penny, one of them should be.
But he got both.
And he got both. So
That's,
he can make
which
that
is
decision.
fine. That
You
was,
just hope they separate themselves and he's not stuck with both of them. Do you know what I mean? One becomes the clear guy.
yeah, and it will get separated when Penny separates his
Sure.
anything.
Sure.
Yep.
Paul went Jefferson, Javonte Williams, DJ Moore, Mike Williams, Gabe Davis, Ramondre Stevenson, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Trey Lance, Michael Carter, Pat Freiermuth, and Mark Ingram. Loves DJ Moore. Always has him. I don't think he's ever not had him on
Yeah.
his team. Mike Williams, again, should have a good year, I think.
I'm big on DJ Moore this year, too,
Sure.
by the way.
Sure. Better quarterback. Best one he's probably had.
Mm-hmm.
So if he is the number one guy there, he should have a fine year.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Gabe Davis. We'll see.
We'll see. We will see.
I like Ramondre Stevenson over Damian Harris.
He went earlier than Damian Harris in this draft, too, didn't he?
I don't know that he did, but he might have. I haven't seen Damian
Yeah,
Harris.
he did.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I like Goddard.
Sure.
Trey Lance,
If you're going for a late quarterback, I think I take the risk on Trey Lance over Stafford, Carr, Cousins, or Tua, who went after him.
Really? Trey Lance over Derek Carr.
He's going to run for 70 yards a game, so he's already got a touchdown in the bag before you step on the field.
I like
He'll score 10 touchdowns from inside the 10-yard line.
that's the consensus. I don't disagree. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Justin Fields and Trey Lance last year when they played, they were not impressive.
Different players, for sure.
No, but I'm just saying for the young running quarterbacks,
Right.
the rookie quarterbacks,
Yeah.
neither of them were accurate. Neither of them did that much. But they were.
We'll see. Trey played, twice last year, so it'll be interesting once he gets a full year.
Yeah.
Amit was Najee, Tyreek, Zeke, T. Higgins, Kittle, Godwin, Damian Harris, Dak, Tyler Lockett, MVS, and Ronald Jones. Is Ronald Jones still on the team? Did he get cut? He's still with the Chiefs?
I don't know. I took Pacheco right after.
Sorry, I should backtrack. ESPN has Paul finishing 10th.
Okay.
And ESPN has Amit right in the middle finishing 5th.
Okay. Zeke, thoughts?
It's this year or it's nothing.
It was the Pollard scare, right? Pollard might be the
Yeah.
most valuable backup running back.
Again,
out there.
their offensive line got worse, which doesn't help.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in the third round, it's a good risk to take.
Yeah.
I would agree.
And we'll see how that one goes from there. He's balanced across the board. He's evenly distributed. He'll have a fine team. He'll make the playoffs. That's just what Amit does.
Mm-hmm.
Without doing any waiver moves or trades.
Yeah, he'll trade with me at some point.
Of
Who
course.
won't?
Yeah, I know.
Mikey, Joe Mixon, Debo, Cortland Sutton, Kyle Pitts, Miles Sanders, Damian Pierce, Alan Lazard, James Cook, Claypool, Gainwell, DJ Shark, and Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
With his last pick.
I was upset with your Sutton pick because I was looking at him at the 3-4
I love Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
I've got him in my
I
other
agree.
leagues.
I wanted him.
Yeah,
I got him.
You got the guys you wanted.
Well, the only pick I'm really not happy with is Miles Sanders. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, thethe's some guys after there. That
But
I
you
would've
got
taken.
Gainwell, so
I know,
But that-
I'm not thrilled. I'm not thrilled.
But
that
that's-
was the only pick I looked at it afterwards and I went.
But
not happy with that.
but for example, does Amit have Pollard? I don't think he does.
I hear what you're saying. Like, at least I have both of them.
Exactly, right? That's the
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker,
Yeah.
Rashad Penny, right?
Yeah.
Like, so one hits, one doesn't. Okay, it doesn't matter. You're good.
Tried
both
to
ways.
trade both of them.
Well,
You're gonna figure it out.
we'll trade.
ESPN's got Mikey finishing 9th. They weren't overly thrilled with your draft, but you're right in the mix.
Because I have no quarterback.
You don't have a quarterback. That's what hurt you.
Yeah.
For sure. But you've rectified that. So, Matt Ryan could be okay this year.
Oh, right.
Kurt, Eckler, Herbert, Allen, Jackson, Clyde, Gibson, Brandon Ayuk, Amari Cooper, Dawson Knox, Alexander Madison, Julio Jones. So,
The problem. See, Kurt already tried to trade me Josh Allen.
What do you offer you?
He wanted Travis Kelce. The thing is,
Like, no, you're not making that trade. You could have taken
I
Josh Allen.
already had. Well, moreover, I have Tom Brady. Don't come like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
everyone has a quarterback.
I'm the guy he should be coming to if he wants something usable.
Yeah.
ESPN's got him finishing 11th.
Because he has 5 quarterbacks.
Exactly.
Because his starting wide receivers are Ayuk and Cooper, and his starting running backs are Eckler and Clyde.
Well, it's because he can't dress his third or fourth picks.
That'll be an interesting. See how it pays off for him.
Well,
right? We'll see how it pays off.
I
for him.
think. Okay, so he's got Gibson and
Gibson
Clyde.
Gibson got lucky because he
Yeah.
was supposed to be the backup till the starter
He
got
has-
shot.
To give you a little back on that, Mikey, he's got Gibson and Clyde. I offered him McKissick and Pacheco and something else for Lamar Jackson.
But then he's got to drop Madison and Julio
Oh,
and somebody else.
I don't know. Whatever. Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You don't even like it was. That was my way
My
of going.
own-
Here,
my
look.
only
I'll
point-
back up both your running backs. You slide one of those quarterbacks over to me.
My only point is he can't ask for too much for a second and third or fourth pick because everybody made a second, third, or fourth pick
Yeah.
that they're all happy with.
Yeah.
All of the guys in the
Right?
second
Like-
and all the guys taken in the second and third round, I would have taken over Herbert and Allen.
Yes.
The
agreed.
thing, and I agree with that statement. The thing is, because we always talk about this when guys, because this isn't the first time people have taken 3 quarterbacks, but you can't make that trade week 1,
No.
right? Like it's
Everyone's
week,
happy right now.
it's week 3, it's week 4.
Yeah, and how
And
far
we-
behind are you at that point, right?
And maybe week 5, maybe
Yeah,
week
yeah.
6,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
week 7.
Yeah. Right? Like maybe Mike, your team's killing it.
Maybe Trevor Lawrence goes off.
No. But no. What I'm saying is, maybe your team's doing really well,
Yeah.
but you need one of those quarterbacks. So
Right.
you go, you know what? I'll give you something a little bit richer
Fair enough.
to upgrade in that
Yeah.
position, but you can't do that before week 1 because
No.
we had those options.
Fair enough.
Corey Nightingale.
Mr. Nightingale, Jamar Chase, Nick Chubb, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Jacobs, Devin Singletary, Allen Robinson, Hunter Renfro, Dalton Schultz, Robert Woods, Jameson Williams. Or is that Jamal Williams? It's probably Jamal. It's Jamal.
Jamal, your boy, your hero.
ESPN has
I wonder if he'll try to trade you Jamal.
ESPN has Mr. Nightingale finishing first.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they like Chase, Chubb, and Mahomes. It's a little bit more. It's the most balanced start out of anybody in the league. Knock off 3 positions right off the bat.
Yeah.
I don't know that I like Josh Jacobs this year, but he'll be steady and fine, I'm sure. We'll see if Singletary can keep his job.
Yes.
Allen Robinson should have his best year, and if he doesn't, then he's just done.
Then he's fucked. Yes.
Hunter Renfro was great at the end of last year.
Yeah, and
Adams will take some away from him, but
Yeah.
we'll see. Dalton Schultz should be fine.
should have a bit. I think I'm high on Dalton Schultz. This year.
Okay.
So-
And then Robert Woods is filling in on his bench, so we'll see if the old guy can still hack it in Tennessee.
Old Bobby
But ESPN
Trees.
liked his draft.
Yeah.
Um,
Corey Harris.
I go Kamara Swift, Mike Evans, Hollywood, Elijah Mitchell, Jalen Hurts, Cordero Patterson, Melvin Gordon, Elijah Moore, Brian Robinson, Hunter Henry. ESPN's got me finishing 4th. Being at the end, I had to reach for guys that I wanted, guys that I didn't think would come back to me.
My concern.
I was looking at instead
ahead.
of Hollywood, I was looking at Pittman or Dobbins.
I would have taken Pittman,
Yeah, he was
But-
what I was looking for,
but Hollywood's good. He's gonna have a year.
and he's gonna be the only guy there, and he's the best quarterback he's played with. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Elijah
Mitchell. You're back on that 49ers running game.
If you get
Get
the
on
right
that
one,
carousel.
if you get the right one, you're gonna get the
Yeah.
right one. Nobody else has any other Niners running back, so if he's not the guy in week 1, it'll be a fight on the waiver wire.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. 100%.
So I'm either spending no fab or I'm spending a lot of fab to get the right guy.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But should be fine.
And the champ.
Devontae Adams, Leonard Fournette, Terry McLaurin, Deontay Johnson, Michael Thomas, Raheem Mostert, Darren Waller, Joe Burrow, DeAndre Hopkins, Matt Stafford, Rashad White. ESPN has the champ finishing 12th.
Well,
Yeesh.
I've been up against worse.
He traded his
You
6th
once
round pick.
gave me a 0.3%
You did have a point.
chance.
Yeah, I did the math.
of
Hey,
making the playoffs,
Still a chance, pal.
and I won.
You made it
Chip
happen.
in a chair.
Chip in a chair.
He drafted Juju in the 6th, at the start of the sixth, end of the fifth. Traded him for Mostert, who went in the 11th. He needed a running back because he was only going to run Leonard Fournette and Rashad White out there, which would have been an interesting go for sure. Two guys on the same team. So he probably made a bit of a mistake in not drafting another running back somewhere in that mix.
Yep.
But he got his guys. He got Adams. He got Joe Burrow.
He likes Michael Thomas.
He likes Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of love for Terry McLaurin this year. I probably would have, again, taken Hollywood or Higgins or Mike Williams or Keenan Allen or Pittman. And we'll see with
DeAndre Hopkins. The thing about... I just...
Here's the issue. Here's the issue with Brad's team. ESPN's got him projected to be 12th, right? So... come week 7 when Hopkins is back, where are you in the standings? If you're 6-0, that's a great pick.
Yeah.
If you're 0-6, like, how long do you hold him? Does he end up dropping him? Where's the panic? Does he trade him?
He's gonna trade him.
Because
he'll trade him in week 4 or 5.
Sure.
That's
sure.
what's
If he's
gonna
still
happen.
got him. If he's still holding on to him, because you're missing the first 6 weeks plus a bye week. You're only getting 5 games out of Hopkins. 6.
Yeah.
So we'll see. ESPN doesn't like it.
ESPN doesn't like a lot of things.
Final thoughts, pal? You're excited. We got week 1 starting tomorrow.
I'm excited because I love Derrick Henry and I like James Conner and I like AJ Dillon.
All right.
And
Mikey,
I like
you're excited?
And I like Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I feel good. I think I'm going to be able to make some trades this year for some people that I don't want on my team. I should have probably said that on a podcast out there for everyone to listen to.
That's okay.
But, yeah. We all know he's on the block.
Miles Sanders?
Yeah.
And I'm happy. We'll see how it goes. If Jalen Hurts does what he does and Kamara and Swift are what they are, I think he'll be okay. Good luck in week 1, right, buddy?
I'm not fun streaming quarterbacks this year.
Mikey's going to be a streamer. Hey, let's let it ride, pal. Let it ride. You got anything else?
I'm looking at a trade with Mike.
All right. Well, we'll leave it at that. Good luck in week 1. Good luck this year.
Keep me updated.
We'll be back next week or whenever we get a chance.
Love you guys.